Alright, what's up guys? I'm doing a $5 rec review for Bonjour. He's a Conquer 1 player. He's playing versus a Mongol player, and he's going to get Tower Rush in this game. So we're going to see how he deals with Tower Rush. If you guys are struggling versus like a Mongol Tower Rush, or I guess some other civs can do an Age 1 Tower Rush, but if you guys are struggling versus Tower Rush, watch this game and to get some tips and learn how to better deal with it so you don't take so much damage early on and put yourself so far behind in the early game. And yeah, if you guys are interested in coaching, send me a message through Discord, Twitch, or a YouTube comment. Just yeah, Discord is the best way, but yeah, just find a way to message me. I do rec reviews and I really coach it. So let's get into this game. Okay, this I do not like. He's opening with a tower. Yeah, this is actually really bad. So Ayubids versus Mongols. Ayubids are interesting. You know, you do always want to open on berries with Ayubids because the berries are much better gathering than the sheep. With that said, I think when I used to play like Abbasid or Ayubids, I think I would actually just stay on sheep in Age 1 because you know the opponent's going to tower rush you, and I don't know, they could kill your mill. Like, yeah, right now I think they could siege this mill down. So it's iffy. You could go on berries in Age 1 versus Mongols. It's probably a little bit safer to go only go on sheep and then go on berries later on once it's safe. But yeah, the tower is actually not good. I actually really dislike this because if he's playing versus an opponent who knows that like how to optimize the tower rush as much as possible, this tower does not protect him from the gold. So basically Bonjour is building this tower on his gold mine so that he can safely gather gold, but that won't happen if you're playing versus a really good player. Say if the Mongol player still wanted to deny this gold mine, all the Mongol player would do is he would build a tower right here. The tower would be just outside of range of the Ayubid tower, so the Mongol villager would safely be able to build this tower without getting hit ever, and the Mongol tower would get built, and then it would still deny the entire gold mine. So, which then defeats the entire purpose of this tower. So this tower really doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah. So let's keep going. Let's see what the Mongol player does. Let's kind of watch from the Mongol perspective because he's kind of the one who's, you know, going to be doing the spear rush and kind of dictating the game. All right, so we got that villager moving across the map and spearmen are coming. So yep, just the classic Mongol spear rush. Wolf gets a little hits in here. Let's take a look. Okay, so building House of Wisdom, now kind of panicking, going on to gold. The builder is probably a little bit messed up. Oh, because he built the tower. So yeah, he's probably aging quite a bit later than he should. And yeah, he's got enough food, but not enough gold. So yeah, his build order is a little bit off, obviously. Like, he should be aging right now. But he is not. Okay, so yeah, the villager arrives, and yeah, if this Mongol player, yeah, exactly. If the Mongol player does this correctly, this tower can deny the gold, even though there's an Ayubid tower here. And yeah, okay, looks like he does actually do it perfectly. So literally exactly what I said, right? This is why you guys watch YouTube videos, and yeah, why you guys should get coaching from me, whether it's rec review or hourly coaching. So yeah, I literally like predicted that perfectly, right? The tower goes up just outside of range of this, so it's impossible for this villager to get hit. And now the Mongol tower will get built and deny this entire gold. There's a chance where maybe Ayubid player can use his villagers to dive this tower and try to prevent it from getting built. I guess we'll have to see if he does that. That's one thing you can do. And it looks like he might actually do that. He might just grab 8 villagers and like attack and move the tower, or right click on the tower, which can be a good option. Yeah, so he does that, which makes sense. The Mongol player is probably reacting a little bit slow. Like, the spearman already should have got some hits in. So it was a good job distracting with the scout there. Spearman, a little bit slow to react, but now attacking. Ideally, they're going to focus one vill. I mean, that's bad micro by the Mongol player. Like, good micro by Ayubid guy, but that one vill getting away is not, you know, ideal, obviously. So one vill goes down. So this is a pretty good response. A lot of times what the Mongol player could have done is he could have canceled the tower and it's a couple things. If the Mongol players was a little bit cleaner, maybe he would have had more spearmen there sooner. The other thing is that he could have canceled the tower, not lost the resources, and then you would just start building it again. So a lot of times there's this dance where like the Ayubid player pulls the villagers to siege the tower, but then the Mongol player just cancels the tower and he has his spearmen attack the villas. And he could have built the tower a little bit further away, actually, probably would have been better. Because you could then get arrow slits, and it's a little bit, the Ayubid villagers would have to walk further, they would be more exposed, and more Ayubid villas would go down. So this was overall, like, I think this is good for the Ayubid player right here, right now. He lost one villager, good micro to, he only lost one villager, so this is, that was a success. This was a success. However, you know, these guys are playing at like Conqueror 1 level, they're not Conqueror 3, and a better Mongol player would have punished the Ayubid player more for what he did. Like, this tower still was an incorrect decision. The Ayubid player could have used the villagers to attack the tower and deny the tower, which was a good move, but he didn't have to build the outpost, right? He could have just aged sooner. Like, this outpost never did anything. It was never really a factor. I mean, now it's up and now it's kind of nice, but yeah. Yeah, I would say just from that Ayubid perspective, just do not, don't build a tower. You slow down your age up a little bit, and good job denying the Mongol tower. That was like really clean. Oh, losing one villager is good. You lose only one villager, and you destroy that tower, prevent it from getting up. That's worth it. Yeah. Obviously, you have to be super careful with these low HP villas. You're gonna get the monks soon to get all your villas back full HP, but just keep a very close eye. And see, now he doesn't have, this villager was waiting so long to build the tower, he didn't have enough resources. But if he would have just canceled foundation, the Mongol player would have been rebuilding the tower way sooner. So the whole, like, using the villagers to dive the tower, it doesn't work at the higher ELOs you get, kind of. Yeah. Wait, yeah, this is good. Wait till they're all fully healed, and then, yeah, this is actually very good. Like, the healing with the dervishes is insane. Like, insane. You can actually just fight this. Like, this is, I actually like this a lot. Get all of your villagers full HP, and then just attack and move with the villagers. Let the villagers kill the spearmen, and make sure you don't let the tower get up, but use the dervishes to heal. Like, this is, yeah, this is an incredible trade. You could have a little bit better micro where they're, like, walking around a bit too much. And you micro dervishes, make sure the villagers are punching as much as possible. But yeah, I mean, very good trade. Like, killing multiple spearmen, killing, you know, a tower, using the dervishes to, you know, max capacity. Yeah, they're like incredibly strong. Even just attacking move, turn, yeah, use the villagers right there. Yeah, hop in the tower, yeah, boom, perfect. So yeah, overall, I mean, very good, right? The game's like almost over at this point. I mean, you're both 23 oh, you had some idle TC time. You guys, no, you only had 4 seconds. You had 22 seconds. Yeah, I mean, you're in a really good spot. You push the spear rush back. The game's not over. It's a close game, but yeah, that was a very good response to the spear rush. But I should rephrase that. I don't like your response exactly. The outcome was good. You had a good outcome. You pushed the tower back. You killed spearmen. You only lost one villager. It was a good outcome, but I don't agree with like the approach you took. Right, building the tower was not great. Yeah, I mean, you would just get up earlier. You could still do the Vil pull. The Vil pull was good to deny the tower initially. That was good. Basically, like okay, say if you didn't build the tower, you would have aged maybe 25 seconds, maybe like 30 seconds sooner. So you would have just had the dervishes 30 seconds sooner, and then you could have just did the Vil punching with the dervishes 30 seconds sooner. So it's not even about like an archer ranger or any other units. It's just that you would have had dervishes 30 seconds sooner. And then yeah, just use the villas to kill the spearmen in the night tower. Alright, so yep, that's the tower aspect of it. And yeah, now we got Ayubids versus Mongols. So there we go. Yep, go ahead and get aggressive. I mean, the healing is so good, especially with low number units like this. I mean, your scout's very out of position. Like, you should know what the Mongol base looks like. I think maybe the observe mode's a little bit bugged. I think you see the TC, but like, yeah, you should be racing basically to this gold mine. So, you know, you would have already scouted this guy's base previously. You would have known that the Uvu is on top of the town center, so it's impossible to attack the Uvu. The wood villagers, you know, are going to be on top of TC. The only villagers that are possible to attack are the gold villagers. So the gold villagers are currently exposed. You do have to be careful pushing into Mongols early because they do have like the double production, but still, you have the dervishes, so I would still go aggressive here. And yeah, like you should be racing to the gold mine. Here we go. Okay, yeah, now just back up because they have the double production. Yeah, this is where just make sure you're healing. There you go, perfect. You let the other guy tank or body block it at the very least. And this guy could be attacking. Yeah, you should be attacking as you're retreating. Okay, this is funny. This guy's just like running along. This, you could have got like multiple hits on the Khan, maybe even killed the Khan. Like, it's good. Obviously, you want to retreat with these two dervishes, but this guy's just like, oh, he's right clicked onto there, I guess. You should be attack move because he's obviously the Khan could, you know, he could kill Khan easily. And this guy's just not attacking at all right now, right? So yeah, I mean, you got like 0 attacks in with that Desert Raider, which is really bad. You could have either went melee mode, attacked the Khan or whatever unit was closest to you, or you could have went range mode and, you know, got like at least like 5 arrow shots in. Okay, damn, just immediately going up Castle Age, yeah. I mean, this is really good. Ayyubids, their fast castle, it's just so good, right? They have like really good age up bonuses, and then you just have 2 dervishes at the start of the Castle Age, so you can get relics very easily. Yeah, just like a naked fast castle is really, really good. Or like the semi-fast castle. I like this. We train a couple, yeah, I mean, this is like the textbook Ayyubid meta. You build archer range, train a couple units, you race up the Castle Age. Yeah, I like that the tower's here, but you could have, I would have built this tower like in age 2, right? Like early age 2. You slow down your age 1 building the tower. But okay, now you should try to poke more. What did we just see? I think you saw some archers. You should try to be aggressive, see if you get some hits in. And your scout should be with your army. That's probably one of the biggest things. Your scout is not with your army, which is really bad. So you have way less vision. But yeah, you should be trying to poke if you can, or at least have the dervishes picking up the relics. So like right now, all of your units are like extremely out of position. Scout way, you know, extremely out of position, basically doing absolutely nothing. Dervishes, neither you're 10 seconds away from being Castle Age, and neither dervish is sitting on a relic. So they should either be sitting on a relic, or you should be having like really good trades where you just have the Desert Raiders attack, get low HP, and then get healed all the way back to full HP. Like the, you know, the amount of healing and it's like OP as hell that the dervishes do in these like small number fights. So yeah, like the very opposition. All right, so you have Castle Age, and oh, this guy's wild steppered out, dude. Why I feel like I haven't seen this landmark in a long time. Maybe, well, I guess I haven't seen Mongols in a long time, but yeah. So Mongol players are also just going to cast them, which is probably not recommended, but okay, so yeah, I mean, picking up 0 relics right now I don't like. Like, you could always, he has some units on the field, so if you feel like the player has more units than you and you don't have map control to get the relics, in that scenario, don't go for the far like risky relics, go for the safer relics. So you can maybe, like, you know, you could have already picked up this relic, right? This relic could have already been chopped off. You could move your units with the monk to pick up the relic. You know, that you could send one over here, have the scouts go with the dervishes so that they don't get picked off. But yeah, very late to pick up the relics. A market. Yeah. I don't know if I like the market here. Yeah, like all the dervishes were very out of position, right? Like you just kind of, the main thing is just grab these relics away. Like, but the LTC, you said like all of your villagers go idle, which is obviously a bit rough. Like, you want to have smoother resource transitions. Selling stone for time attack? Selling stone. Oh, no. No, I don't think I like that. Because how much stone did you have? Nah, I'm not a fan of that. Like, you could just play more eco focus. Like, I don't know, just get 5 relics, get map control, like capture sacred sites. You have 400 stone, and a lot of Ayubid players, they'll just gradually add in a second TC with that stone. So that's like really good. Yeah, I would say stop building market. You don't have to build the second TC like early. You can kind of like, usually you don't want to sit on resources. You want to use the resources as soon as possible, but in some scenarios, like you can, like you could build, okay, you could use that stone, maybe you build towers here and put spring-old emplacements on the towers. Spring-old emplacements are very, very good. Pros and good players use spring-old emplacement towers a lot. You could, alternatively, you could wall, like you can't really need to lock down this part of the map, right? And the obvious thing is just put a wall. This should already be walled, or you should wall this very soon. And yeah, either use the stone for like spring-old emplacement towers, or use the stone for a second TC. If you're going to use it for a second TC, I wouldn't recommend doing a TC yet, because you want to train enough units so that you can capture all the relics. And then kind of when you have all the relics, then you can add in a second TC. So maybe you would build the second TC at like 14 minutes or 15 minutes, but yeah. Or if he's like all in and you super hard, then maybe you use that stone for spring on placement towers instead of the TC. I would train some dervishes. I don't know if you trained any dervishes, but I always like it. Yeah, I mean, if you have the resource, yeah, you should train some. You have to build mosque, obviously, to drop off the relics, and then just train a dervish to help speed up capturing the relics quicker. Dervishes are just really good units in general. Just like healing is going to be incredibly good. You can even use the newly trained ones to capture sacred sites, get that gold generation. So this is, I don't know, kind of a weird engagement. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really fight. It's whatever. Okay. I mean, you got the numbers, I guess, but you can go back now. Like so you have healing and he doesn't. Like, utilize that healing as much as possible. Well, okay, I mean, he does, but realistically, it's way easier for you to heal than for like the Mongol player. So the fight's kind of over. You have a lot of see, that was bad. You just stayed. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. You're just losing like three units. Lost like 2 units there that you could have had full HP. Like those 2, yeah, you stayed, definitely overstayed there a little bit. Get this entire army back to full HP. You could have had like 2 more units back to full HP. This is where you could continue to harass. Like, you could select these camel lancers, the ones that are full HP. You could go raid with them, so you could send a couple, like the whatever ones are full HP to the gold here, or over here, or deny the relics. Like, he picked up 2 relics. That's pretty bad. Oh no, that's his first relic. But yeah, I mean, still, ideally you want to deny those relics. Like, you have a very mobile army. All of your units are very fast, so you realistically should get like all 5 relics. Yeah, you could have just moved the unit there. One of the camel lancers could have been sitting on that relic earlier. All right, so here's the walls. Good walls. I mean, like I said, I would probably just do it here to the stone wall. Like, it's nice to get the berries in, but this is a little more risky. I mean, it's okay, but the other thing is, building this with only 1 villager is like, just way too risky. The chance of this wall getting built is very slim. This villager is most likely going to die, especially if you're playing versus like Conqueror 3, like higher yellow players. This wall is going to take like 2 minutes to build. So I don't like that you're building it with 1 vill. I would rather like just speed build it with like 5 or like 10 vills, and then like, and then immediately go on to like the berries or like the deer. And you don't even have any vision. Like, a lot of times when I build walls like this, especially if you're gonna do it more risky, you put like a scout here, or some military units just sitting over there, so they're like protecting the vill. But yeah. Okay, so you see he's adding a second TC. And get some kills. So Yeah, this is like where you could have been adding second TC. Even now, like you could gather for a second TC. You already have market. You already have market built, so you could just buy like enough stone for a second TC. Let's see. So you're on 4 relics, so you're in a better situation for like the end game. You're 4 relics to his 1, so I would probably be playing this more like end game. But if you have an opportunity, like push. If there's the man, just okay. Now back up. So you're like overstaying because now he's going into these choke points, and like all, your melee units are not going to get on top of his archer. So feels like this is overstaying. Dervishes should also just be healing. They're yeah. At this point, using dervishes heal, but realistically, you might get good value here. And I don't know. I guess maybe yeah. I guess this push is working. Okay, yeah, you're kind of ending the game, sure, but it's just a little more cautious. I think a lot of players at the higher level, they do like the low risk, low reward type of moves. This is more of like a high risk, like high reward, like you're just all inning. Like instead, I would just be right now. Instead, I would have like all 3 sacred sites captured and just getting gold generation from 3 sacred sites and kind of forcing him to come out onto the map to contest sacred sites, and then you like ambushing his army and easily killing his army. But I mean, you did see that he had a second TC, so maybe it was like a good point to dive. But yeah, I mean, it's end game mini push, but yeah, you do have the armor, so yeah, it was a good game. Yeah, if anyone is interested in coaching, let me know. And yeah, that's it for this YouTube video. Thanks for watching, guys.